So here I am in Beijing, China, with Sun He of Ultimate Brass, um, showcasing my Ultimate Brass line of mouthpieces. This is the Prisk model. Um, I love this collaboration with Ultimate Brass. I think that Ultimate Brass has given me the tools that I need for my job, and the sound that I want for all of the different types of music I need to play. First of which was my piccolo trumpet mouthpiece, the Prisk P. This mouthpiece was a development for the Yamaha 9830 piccolo, and works great on all Yamaha models, and also I have tried it on my Shoki, but it is a very good mouthpiece, especially for orchestral piccolo playing. I use it for Bach second trumpet. I use it for Handel. I also use it on my D trumpet for second parts of like Handel and some other Baroque pieces. I also use this for things like Petrushka, or whenever I have something relatively high that needs a bigger trumpet sound. I'd say it's a little bit on the bigger side, this mouthpiece. Maybe not a super high trumpet mouthpiece, but like I have a very comfortable range up to high A or more on my A piccolo. The intonation is great throughout the range. I feel like the back bore has been set up really well to have great intonation right at the top of the staff, where things can be kind of sharp and a problem. It keeps the pitch down a little bit, and I like that, especially playing second trumpet when I need to be a little bit more aware of how I fit in with the principal. The next thing we're going to talk about is the Prisk B. The Prisk B stands for B flat trumpet. We developed this mouthpiece for use on my B flat, and I also use it on E flat trumpet for the Haydn and Hummel concertos. And also, because of its relatively flexible tone, I use it also for pops and for second trumpet stuff that has, notes that are above high C, maybe in the D to E range. It has a little bit better center than, let's say, a Bach 1.5 C or a 3 C or something. It has a very flexible tone as well. I also like using it for solo repertoire. It has a nice focused low register. It's a really good compromise for somebody that wants a little bit more depth than a 1.5 C Bach, or somebody that wants the roundness of sound of, let's say, a B cup or like a B C cup from other mouthpiece brands. So this mouthpiece also was developed for the Yamaha trumpets, like a Gen 2 or Gen 3 New York or Chicago. I just love the flexibility of the sound. You can hear it on some Buma concerto and a little bit of Halsey Stevens sonata that I'll play for you. I think that, like I said, it's a very flexible mouthpiece, really great intonation on an E flat trumpet, especially for the Haydn concerto. I think it's really great. The next mouthpiece I'd like to discuss is my Prisk C model. This C model was developed obviously for the C trumpet, and the C trumpet that I play mostly is a Yamaha Chicago. When I first developed this mouthpiece, it was for the Gen 1 Chicago, and it worked great on the Gen 3 Chicago. And now I'm using this mouthpiece in the orchestra exclusively. It's super flexible as far as the tone, and the throat size is, I believe, a 24, which gives me a little bit more room to change the tone, especially playing middle voices on stage with different principal trumpet players. This mouthpiece was used throughout the last couple of years with dozens of different principal trumpet players in the Philadelphia Orchestra, and I feel like the sound was flexible enough that I was able to change my tone or intonation based on the players I was playing with, which is really great. This is what second trumpet players need, something very flexible. But I also believe that this mouthpiece design is great for principal players, especially if you get it with the 26th throat. The 26th throat gives it a little bit more focus and a little bit more brilliance that I'll demonstrate for you on a couple of solo pieces and a couple of excerpts. In general, I love the Prisk model because it gives me a better intonation throughout the range of the horn. I have a more even tone from low G to high C, and the intonation is greatly improved over previous models that I've played based on work with Sun He of getting the backbore to be a better match for the modern Yamaha C trumpets. The next model I'd like to talk about, and the last one, is the Prisk rotary trumpet mouthpieces. These mouthpieces were developed for me to play rotary trumpet in the orchestra, which we do quite often. There's the R model, which is a little deeper, a little bit bigger, much beefier tone that I like to use on B flat rotary, and on C rotary when I need a broader tone. I'll demonstrate the difference between the R and the RC. The RC was developed a little bit more as a C cup, and for my C trumpet rotary that I play a Weimann or a Chagall, and it works on many other types of rotary trumpets really well. The intonation is a little bit better than using the standard mouthpieces in the line for piston horn because it has a more a better shaped backbore for rotary trumpet. The cup of the RC is a little bit shallower. It gives me a little bit more brilliance and sound that I need maybe for lighter rotary trumpet things, and some louder stuff that needs a little bit more brilliance. So, and the R just has this really dark, rich sound. In fact, I love the R on my regular piston C trumpet as well for maybe things like the post horn solo in an audition, or perhaps a lyrical solo off stage or something. So I think you'll find that these Prisk model mouthpieces are very flexible for all the trumpets. In fact, I use the C on B flat quite often. I use the B flat on C when I need it, and I interchange the mouthpieces quite a bit. Even the piccolo mouthpiece works great as a lead trumpet mouthpiece if you want to try it. I use it in pops quite often, and it really gives me the brilliance that I need. It's not so small that I can't shape the tone a little bit more. So all of the mouthpieces are interchangeable with all the horns. You should try them all and see how they work for you.